It starts with a quiet morning. The light slips through the curtains, soft and golden. You take a deep breath and feel a small pull in your back. It's not pain, just a reminder. A whisper from your body saying, "Hey, I'm still here." You move slowly, stretching, feeling each bone wake up. For years, mornings were different. You rushed, moved quickly, ignored the signs. Now time feels slower but wiser too. Your spine carries stories, every lift, every laugh, every moment you stood tall. But lately, it's been asking for care. A little movement, a little kindness. That's where this story begins. Not in a gym, not with heavy weights, but in your living room, with a breath and a bend. A simple motion from knee to toe. It sounds small, almost ordinary. Yet inside it lies something powerful. The chance to feel light again. To stand straighter. To breathe deeper. To remember that your body still knows how to move, how to live, how to heal. And today, we'll explore how one gentle movement can bring it all back. The spine tells stories. It remembers everything. Each bend, each turn, each hour we spend sitting in silence. It carries our posture, our habits, our years. When we move well, it sings. When we stop moving, it grows quiet, heavy, stiff. Many people don't notice it until one morning. They wake up, reach for something, and feel a small catch. A tiny pull, right at the center of their back. It's not pain, but it's enough to make them pause. Enough to remind them that the body needs motion. The spine especially loves to move gently. It thrives on balance, rhythm, and care. It's like a musical instrument. It stays in tune when it's played often. But when left untouched, it loses its harmony. That's the quiet truth we forget. We were made to move. Every vertebra, every joint, every muscle was designed to flow. But modern life teaches us stillness. Hours in front of screens. Days spent in chairs. We move our minds but forget our bodies. The spine becomes the silent victim of comfort. And over time, it begins to whisper. At first, just a little stiffness. Then a dull ache when standing too long. Later, a hesitation in movement, a fear of bending, twisting, reaching. It's the body's way of asking for attention. A soft request, "Please don't forget me." That's where gentle exercise comes in. Not the kind that pushes or punishes, but the kind that nurtures, listens, and restores. The knee-to-toe bend is one of those rare movements. Simple, slow, and healing. It brings the spine back to life in the safest way. Each time you bend, you remind your body of its rhythm. Each breath deepens the message. Movement is medicine. Imagine the spine as a long, sleeping river. Every bend you take is a ripple that wakes it. Circulation flows. Muscles stretch. Joints loosen. Your body remembers what it once knew so well, grace. Older adults often fear movement. They worry about falling, about doing it wrong. But this motion is different. It's built on care, not pressure. It's about connection, not competition. You don't have to go far or fast. You just have to move with awareness. When you lower yourself, you feel gravity in a new way. When you rise again, you feel control returning. The spine aligns naturally, gently without force. Every small effort adds up. Day by day, the body grows lighter. Posture improves. Energy rises. Confidence blooms. Because when your spine moves, everything else follows. It supports your breathing. It strengthens your balance. It even uplifts your mood. That's the secret hidden in these simple motions. The spine is not a rigid column. It's a living bridge between your mind and your body. When you move it kindly, you reconnect with yourself. And that's the beginning of healing, not just of the back, but of the whole being. So take a breath. Stand tall. Feel your spine awaken. The story of renewal starts here. Her name is Linda. She's 67, with gentle eyes and silver hair tied neatly behind her neck. Every morning, she watches the sun climb above her small garden. The same garden she once tended with love and endless patience. But lately, the flowers have grown wild. The soil feels heavier, the tools stay untouched. Not because she stopped caring, but because her back no longer agreed. She used to kneel easily, dig freely, and rise without a thought. Now every bend feels like a quiet challenge. Her spine stiffens when she wakes. Her steps slow when she moves from one room to another. She tells herself it's part of aging. She accepts it, at least that's what she thinks. Until one afternoon, her daughter visits. They talk, they laugh, and then her daughter notices. "Mom, you've been sitting so long. Doesn't your back hurt?" Linda smiles, pretending it's nothing. But that evening, when the house falls silent, she feels it deeply. A dull ache at the base of her spine. She sighs, placing her hand there, whispering softly, "You used to be so strong." The next week, at a community center, she joins a wellness class. She isn't sure why. Perhaps curiosity, perhaps hope. The instructor, a kind man named Aaron, welcomes everyone with warmth. He says we'll start simple, gentle movement, mindful breath. Linda stands at the back, cautious, unsure. Then he demonstrates the knee-to-toe bend. "Just breathe," he says. "Don't push. Let your body find its rhythm." Linda watches, hesitates, then tries. She bends slowly, hands reaching toward her knees, not her toes yet. Her balance wavers, her muscles protest. But Aaron's voice stays calm, steady. "Beautiful," he says. "That's how healing begins." She straightens, breathes in, and feels something shift. Not pain, something lighter, almost like relief. She repeats the movement again, this time with more confidence. The air feels softer, her body warmer. It's not perfect, but it's real. Every day that week, she practices. At first, it's just 2 minutes in the morning. Then 5. Then 10. Her back begins to loosen. She starts walking around her garden again. One morning, she kneels beside her roses. The soil feels familiar under her hands. Her spine no longer complains, it flows. Her breathing deepens, her shoulders relax. For the first time in months, she feels young again. Not in age, but in spirit. The stiffness fades little by little, replaced by ease. Her movements become part of her morning ritual. A quiet dance between strength and grace. Her daughter notices the change. "Mom, you're glowing lately." Linda laughs softly. "It's just the bends," she says. But inside, she knows it's more than that. It's her body remembering how to live. Each movement, each breath, reconnects her to herself. The garden is blooming again. And so is she. The body is wiser than we think. Every joint, every muscle, every breath holds ancient intelligence. It knows how to heal when given a chance. It knows when to move, when to rest, when to realign. The knee-to-toe bend is not just exercise. It's a quiet conversation with that inner wisdom. When you bend forward, you invite your spine to wake gently. When you rise, you remind your body that strength still lives within. Science calls it dynamic flexibility. But for those who practice it, it feels more like renewal. Each bend stretches the muscles along your back and legs. The spine decompresses, releasing tension built over years. Blood flows freely to the lower back, nourishing tired joints. The movement also activates the deep core muscles, those small stabilizers that protect your posture and balance. It's like oiling the hinges of an old door. Suddenly everything moves smoother. And with smoothness comes relief. Your vertebrae, once stiff, begin to align naturally. Your lungs open wider with every rise. Breathing becomes easier, fuller, calmer. You feel your heart slow down, your shoulders drop. That's not coincidence, it's chemistry. Gentle motion reduces stress hormones. It invites endorphins, those quiet messengers of peace. Your body listens, responds, and begins to trust again. For older adults, that trust is everything. After years of pain or stiffness, it takes courage to move. But the knee-to-toe bend builds that courage softly. No rush, no pressure, no pain. Just slow rhythm down, breathe up, release. It's a cycle that mirrors life itself. The bend teaches humility. The rise teaches resilience. Together, they create harmony between strength and surrender. When you practice it daily, small miracles unfold. The first week, you notice less stiffness. The second week, your balance improves. By the third, you move with quiet confidence. Your body begins to anticipate joy in movement. Even your mind shifts. Because movement and mood are connected. When the spine moves freely, emotions flow too. Old tension, old worries, they fade with each breath. It's not magic, it's mindful biology. Every nerve that runs through your spine connects to life itself. Your energy, your clarity, your focus, all flow from the center. So when you move it kindly, everything inside you brightens. That's the science of gentle motion. Healing through balance, not force. Restoration through awareness, not speed. The knee-to-toe bend proves that you don't need youth to feel alive. You just need presence. You just need to move with love instead of fear. The body remembers how to heal itself. You only have to remind it one breath, one bend at a time. And slowly, without noticing when, movement becomes music again. A song your spine has been waiting to sing. There's something beautiful about slow movement. It connects the body and mind in ways words cannot describe. When you practice the knee-to-toe bend, it's not just about the spine. It's about the quiet rhythm of awareness that grows inside you. Each bend becomes a small act of mindfulness. Each rise becomes a return to balance. You begin to notice the little things, your breath, your heartbeat, your thoughts. You hear the sound of your inhale as it fills your chest. You feel your feet grounding you, steady and strong. In those moments, everything else fades away. The noise, the rush, the endless thoughts, they all pause. It's just you and your breath, moving as one. That's the secret many never realize. Gentle exercise is not just physical therapy, it's mental freedom. It teaches patience, kindness, and attention. You learn to listen, not to your fears, but to your body's wisdom. And the body speaks softly when you slow down enough to hear it. Older adults often say they feel calmer after each session. It's not just the muscles relaxing, it's the mind unclenching. The knee-to-toe bend becomes a daily meditation, a place where the body breathes and the spirit settles. Linda felt it too. She used to rush through movements, counting seconds, chasing progress. Now she moves like water, slow, fluid, free. Her breath leads her body, not the other way around. Sometimes she closes her eyes while bending, just to feel the motion deeply. It's no longer about how far she can reach. It's about how present she can be in every moment. And that's where the real transformation begins. Mindfulness brings healing that strength alone cannot. When you move consciously, the body relaxes its defenses. Tension melts away, and energy flows more freely. Even the nervous system responds, slowing, softening, finding peace. Science calls it the parasympathetic response. But to Linda, it just feels like coming home. Every breath reminds her she's alive. Every bend reminds her she's still capable of grace. Sometimes she does it at sunrise, when the air is still cool. Birds sing softly, and her garden sways in the light breeze. She bends slowly, exhales fully, smiles quietly. That moment, just that, becomes enough. It's not about exercise anymore. It's about gratitude. Gratitude for a body that still moves. Gratitude for breath that still flows. Gratitude for a life that still feels full. That's what mindfulness in motion truly means. You move not to reach a goal, but to meet yourself again. The knee-to-toe bend gives you that doorway. A few minutes of presence that can shift your entire day. And over time, presence becomes a habit. Calm becomes strength. Stillness becomes joy. And every bend becomes a quiet celebration of being alive. Safety always comes first. That's the golden rule, especially as the body grows older. Every movement must come with respect, not rush. The knee-to-toe bend may look simple, but it asks for awareness. Awareness of breath, balance, and gentle control. When Linda first started, she didn't push herself. She kept her knees soft, her back relaxed, her mind calm. Aaron, her instructor, reminded her again and again. Don't chase the floor. Let your body decide how far to go. That sentence stayed with her. It changed the way she approached movement. She realized that healing isn't about doing more. It's about doing wisely. She began to notice how her body spoke in quiet signals. A slight pull meant pause. A soft stretch meant good. A sharp feeling meant stop. And she listened. That listening was her greatest protection. Many older adults forget that gentleness is strength. They try to move like they once did. They rush, strain, or hold their breath. But the body no longer wants to be forced. It wants partnership, not control. Safety is built on patience. Before every session, Linda checks her posture. Feet grounded, knees unlocked, chin slightly tucked. Her hands rest lightly on a chair for balance. She breathes in before bending. She exhales slowly as she moves. Her breath becomes her guide. The slower she breathes, the safer she feels. Because breath creates rhythm, and rhythm creates trust. Aaron once told the class, "Never fight gravity, work with it." Those words made everyone smile. Gravity is not an enemy, it's a teacher. It shows us how to move with grace, not fear. When you bend forward, you're not falling, you're flowing. When you rise again, you're reclaiming control. That's the heart of safe movement. The knee-to-toe bend isn't about touching the ground. It's about touching awareness. Each time you move slowly, you strengthen the smaller muscles. Those tiny stabilizers that protect your joints and spine. They learn to support you again, gently, steadily. Over time, your balance improves naturally. Your confidence returns. You stop worrying about falling. You start trusting your body again. Linda felt this shift after a few weeks. Her movements became smoother, quieter, more intentional. She no longer feared bending. She knew exactly how far to go and when to stop. Her body and mind worked together like old friends. Safety had become her second nature. And that's the true magic of mindful motion. It teaches you that strength isn't in how hard you push. It's in how well you listen. Every careful breath, every slow bend builds resilience. Not through force, but through respect. Because when you move with care, your body answers with trust. And that trust is the foundation of lifelong health. Progress doesn't happen overnight. It grows quietly, like morning light creeping through the curtains. At first, you barely notice it. Then one day, you realize something feels different. That's how it was for Linda. She didn't plan a transformation. She just showed up each morning, moved gently and breathed deeply. The knee-to-toe bend became her morning ritual. A few minutes of stillness, a few bends, and a soft smile. Each day, her body remembered a little more. Her spine felt less heavy. Her shoulders stopped tensing so often. Her steps grew lighter, steadier. One morning, she walked to the market without her usual pause. No stiffness, no worry, just motion. That simple walk felt like freedom. She laughed quietly to herself, realizing how far she'd come. It wasn't magic, it was consistency. The kind that builds quietly, day by day. She started sharing her story with friends at the center. Some doubted at first. Others listened, curious but cautious. But when they saw her move, they believed. Her posture straighter, her mood brighter, her energy calm but strong. Small steps had led to big change. That's the truth of healing at any age. It doesn't come in leaps, but in gentle waves. Each one a little stronger than the last. The body loves routine. It learns through repetition, through kindness. And when you give it that, it rewards you with strength. Not the loud kind, but the quiet, lasting kind. The kind that lets you reach, twist, walk, and live without fear. Aaron once said, "Movement is memory." Your body remembers every act of care you give it. Linda held onto those words. Because now, her movements carried memories of healing. Her mornings became symbols of hope. Even on days when her energy was low, she moved anyway. She knew one gentle bend was better than none. The progress was no longer physical alone. Her mind shifted too. She felt more confident, more peaceful. The aches that once worried her became signals, not obstacles. She listened to her body instead of fighting it. And that made all the difference. It's easy to think change must be dramatic. But true transformation often whispers. It hides in small actions repeated with love. Like the bend of a knee, the reach of a hand, the exhale that releases old tension. These moments build something strong, trust. Trust in your body, in your breath, in your life. That's how real flexibility is born. Not just in your spine, but in your spirit. Because when the body moves freely, the heart follows. Linda found herself dancing again one evening. Not for anyone to see, but just because it felt good. Her spine flowed, her breath steady, her smile wide. And in that moment, she realized she had reclaimed something precious. Not youth, but freedom. The freedom to move, to live, to be fully herself again. The sun sets gently outside the window. Linda stands still for a moment, breathing softly. Her body feels warm, alive, grounded. Every muscle hums with quiet energy. She bends once more, just to feel it, the ease, the freedom. It's no longer exercise. It's a ritual, a gratitude in motion. Her spine moves like a wave, calm and steady. She rises, exhales, and smiles. Years ago, bending felt like struggle. Now it feels like peace. She realizes healing isn't about going back. It's about moving forward, gently, fully, joyfully. The knee-to-toe bend gave her more than strength. It gave her trust in her body again. It gave her mornings filled with purpose. It taught her that age is not an ending. It's a rhythm, a new chapter, a softer song. As she looks toward the fading light, she whispers, "Thank you." Thank you to her body. Thank you to movement. Thank you to the quiet gift of trying again. And in that stillness, one truth remains clear. Every breath, every bend is a promise that life still moves beautifully.